here's what I didn't want with AskCon. I've been to, I think, 6 conferences trying to figure this out. Trying to know what I didn't like, trying to know what other people didn't like, and literally asking them at the conferences. One of the conferences I went to was in Nashville, and there was 5,000 people. It was so cool. It was so exciting. It was hoorah and hell yes. And guess what? There was so much info. I didn't know where to start. And I got overwhelmed and went home with homework. That was one of the conferences. Hoorahs and hell yeahs and oh my God, this is amazing. God, this is exciting. And there's so much to do and I don't know where to start. And I got overwhelmed and I went home with homework and you left the event with more stuff to do that ultimately isn't done yet. I mean, this event was like 6 weeks ago. I still got the thing on my list. It just isn't done. Unless I was doing it at the conference, it wasn't going to get done. It's just like not any good. And the next event that I went to was in a big hotel room. There was 300 people, big hotel room with dry air, cold AC, and lemon waters that made everything too corporate-y. Corporate. This is in San Diego, 300 people, big hotel room, great conference, great speakers, great interaction. But the venue itself literally had like super dry air and super cold AC, and I was always rubbing my eyes, and it was 2.5 days, and you get this like weird sense of what is it like when you're stuck inside your house for too long? Cabin fever. Everywhere you went had lemon waters. Don't know why, but it made this like really weird corporate style experience. Like it was a fancy hotel, and then every room had the same carpet in it, and the AV was standardized, and all the rooms were standardized, so it felt the same but different, but not good enough. Like the venue was wrong. Like it could have been anywhere else. It could have been like real, like, yeah, let's go do stuff together. But instead it felt like you're stepping on eggshells. I didn't like it. And then I went to a 100-person room or 100-person conference. And this was in Fort Lauderdale with a smaller room, but everyone was packed in, couldn't leave. The AV, audio visual, broke the first day. And it was all about the host that didn't like we were all in a room, and maybe it was classroom seating. We all had like a desk and stuff like that, but the tables and chairs were lined up really, really tight. So like you had to like push back and push them back to get out, but you didn't want to get out because the door was by the front, and you had to like walk all the way to the front, and then that was in front of the speaker area, and so like leaving meant everybody saw you leave, which was weird. And then you kind of got like stuck there, and the entire conference was about the one guy. I'm not going to say his name. I think people know who I'm talking about, but it was strange how like it was all about him and what he was doing. And then they had this biohacker lady that was just talking about you have to touch trees to align your chakras. I was like, no, that's not moving the needle in my business. No, thank you. I didn't like it. So the first one, I got all this homework. The second one, it felt too corporate-y. And the third one, it was all about the host. And you couldn't have laptops. Like you couldn't get anything done. It was no fun. And I wanted, oh, come on. AskCon to accomplish 3 big things. First is I wanted you to get stuff done, more stuff done at the event than you came with. So that meant like your VSL or your ads or your auto follow-up or your cold email or your webinar template, something like that. Like I want to get that done. Whatever like your biggest challenge or problem was, I wanted to like go to a conference and meet the people who could solve it and do like 3 weeks of work in a half day. Because if you're having problems with your high level follow up, if you don't have a high level person, it's going to take you forever to Google it. But if the high level person is right, they're going to come over and say, "Oh, you're doing that wrong," and they click 3 buttons, and you took like 2 hours of work into like 6 minutes. More so, you're gonna have conversations and exchange best practices and industry standards. But like when I went to the conference in Nashville, I just wanted to leave with stuff done. The next thing I wanted AskCon to do, you know what? I feel like Google should know what I want to do, but whatever. First is I want to get stuff done. The second thing I wanted to do was have an environment or like a place that felt like we could learn and do a lot. Not just be like, I don't know, too corporate-y, but be us and be our clients and be our customers and be like normal without having to be like overly upright. Like I wanted a place where I could curse for some reason. And I couldn't get that at a hotel conference. And the last thing is I wanted a place where we could have our laptops out and learn from the best and do from the best. And you'll see like a current theme, which is like doing the doing part. And I really struggled to find a place. We looked at this huge corporate campus that had like 8 breakout sessions, but it felt like it was a Orlando-based conference hall. It had like a ropes course in the back, but it felt too stuffy. And then we went to a really awesome hotel, but you couldn't yell because there would be guys that say, "Shh, we have guests." And I was like, "Oh man, like come on." And then we went to another place, and you couldn't leave because like it was like a whole thing, and we weren't really sure. And because of that, AskCon got put on hold. Ultimately got put on hold because we couldn't deliver something that I thought was worth 3, 4, or 5 times what we could charge for it. Yeah, we could do a conference and do like it's $2,000 and everyone have like an okay experience, but I didn't want that. I wanted to have a $1,000 conference and everybody walk out with $10,000 worth of stuff and walk out with a client, walk out with an automatic follow-up, walk out with a webinar or a VSL or a book format or a content leverage program or meet the person you should be paying money to move you to the next step. I wanted not a $2,000 event that was just good enough so we could say to do an event. I wanted a $1,000 event that was worth 10 grand. And because we couldn't do that, we just put AskCon on hold. Like if it couldn't meet but standard, then we weren't going to do it.